On September 2, 2015, as part of Update 9.10, Japanese heavy tanks were added to the game. Huge, boxy, and with a vast HP pool. These tanks stood out prominently from the other vehicles. They had the first Tier 3 heavy tank, the widest tank, and simply put, the largest one too. But most importantly, they had their crown jewel, the Type 5 Heavy that would go on to earn legendary status in World of Tanks. A couple of years later, the Type received an HE gun. With Update 9.17.1, World of Tanks would never be the same again. Armed with such a gun, this giant beetle almost forgot what the words "we didn't even scratch them" meant. But the numbers of those who didn't like this were growing constantly. It all led to a logical conclusion: a rebalance of the Japanese giant. But even now, it is able to show many vehicles how it's done. Another notable branch from that year featured Czech vehicles. Generally, they were unimpressive, sometimes underpowered vehicles, with the Kolohusinka starting the line. Few players were ready to research the entire branch, but those who poured their sweat, tears, and free experience into reaching the top tiers were awaited by the Škoda T50 and the TVP T50-51. Before this line, there was only one top-tier medium tank with an autoloader, the Batchat 25T. It was good and could destroy a Tier 10 opponent with one magazine. But in comparison, its gun was worse than the Czech ones. Accuracy, aiming, shell loading time, and magazine loading time, the newcomers did it all better. 1,280 damage in 4.5 seconds. This is the kind of result you could expect at Tier 10. However, there was one drawback. In order to succeed with the top-tier Czech vehicles, you needed top-of-the-line skills. The speed of the vehicles, the complexity of playing with an autoloader, and their lack of armor naturally restricted the number of Czech vehicles. While the Type was too good of a vehicle for the masses, the TVP had been a consistently great tank. But it's not for everybody.